Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. Treyarch and Call of Duty have recently announced some rather controversial changes and updates coming to Black Ops 6, things that were already very hot topics during the Black Ops 6 multiplayer beta in regards to maps, design, and layout. And then also there's the general availability for the full launch of Black Ops 6 here coming up very shortly in October. So our first bit of breaking news when it happened, we're a few days removed now because I wanted to compile all this information just for one video, right? But Charlie Intel is now officially reporting directly from Activision that breaking. Activision confirms there is no campaign early access for Black Ops 6. This is something that I talked about a few weeks back, saying it seems as if Call of Duty has canceled this. You know, there was no announcement during the Call of Duty Direct event about any early access. There was no announcement about campaign early access during the campaign reveal at Gamescom. There was no info about Zombies early access, which was a rumor at some point during the full-on Zombies reveal, and that the last chance for any real announcement for this was going to be Call of Duty Next, and nothing was ever announced with that either. So no campaign early access, no Zombies early access, and obviously multiplayer is available on day one, October 25th. Here's what Activision has to say though. Statement from Activision reps sent to us. The team is fully focused on October 25th. We are excited about all the game has to offer across campaign, multiplayer, and zombies. This year we made the decision to ensure the community gets to dig into any and all modes that they want at the same time. So we are going back to one massive global launch moment on October 25th. As such, there was no early access beat this year for Black Ops 6, just the countdown to launch. And they include an image. So this is now officially confirmed entirely. There is no early access at all for Black Ops 6. If you want to play multiplayer, if you want to play campaign, if you want to play zombies, all of that is available on day one on October 25th. Why they're making this change, I could not tell you. I have to imagine it's because of the responses to the Modern Warfare 3 early access campaign, except the responses, as negative as they were not because the campaign was available early. It's because it was so short and the ending felt like, oh, okay, we have to end this, write something quick. And it was not good. Those were the complaints. It had nothing to do with the availability of it. And quite frankly, I think limiting everything to a one-day launch instead of campaign early access is a major mistake, because I know I'm a one-off situation here. I'm in a very unique position to do what I do, and I'm always incredibly grateful for it. But admittedly, on day one of a COD launch, my full focus for you guys to get you guys all the information I need to present to you and get you guys all the info you need to know is on multiplayer. I have to jump into multiplayer. I have to start all my level grinding for all my weapons, get my camo grind on, do all of that, get all the gameplay reps that I need to be able to provide tips and tricks and talk about all the new updates and features and everything in full detail, meaning that I will have no time to play the campaign. Same deal with zombies, but that was, you know, my second priority, if you will. Obviously, we're not really a zombies oriented or focused channel here, but still I would like to go through and play it. But now I'm going to have to juggle all three if I want to experience all three while maintaining multiplayer playtime the most in order to provide the best content I can for you all. But other players are probably just going to have to force themselves on a multiplayer out of a FOMO experience, because you want to have your weapons leveled for Warzone when that integration happens. You want to get the camos unlocked, do all that stuff there too, and get attachments and everything going on with that. So instead of having that week to be able to mess around on the campaign and take your time with it and enjoy it, it's like, okay, now do you want to take away from your multiplayer gameplay by playing our campaign? Do you want to take away from your zombies gameplay from playing our campaign? I think that just muddies the water a little bit. As mentioned, there was the rumor of Zombies early access a while back, and obviously that did not come to fruition. I think that is a little bit more obvious why that didn't happen, because if you go through and you could play Zombies a week early, everyone would be doing that and leveling their weapons, and then at launch for multiplayer, you wouldn't have nearly as many people jumping on to grind that to level weapons. They'd be right on their camo grinds, which is still players playing, but it's not nearly maybe for as long, and they care about retention the most. But this still is a very strange decision, and one that I'm personally incredibly disappointed in. But that's not the only controversial piece of news and controversial reveal that Call of Duty has done recently. Treyarch also responded to feedback in regards to maps in Black Ops 6. There was a lot of talk about the Black Ops 6 maps during the beta in regards to them being super small, the spawns being rough, like it was just too chaotic, too forced. And this is what they had to say. For those curious about our map size variety at launch, the majority of Black Ops 6's core 6v6 maps are medium-sized maps, and they say medium is a similar size to, for instance, Raid or Summit from Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 and various remasters that we've seen throughout the years, right? So imagine the size of Raid, imagine the size of Summit. That's what a lot of these medium-based maps are like. There are 16 multiplayer maps at launch, which we've broken down by size. So Vault, they're saying, is a medium map. Protocol, a medium map. Lowtown, a medium map. Red Card, a medium map. Vorkuta, a medium map. Skyline, which we obviously had to, play in the beta, a medium map. So we have that size comparison now. We have Rewind, which we got to play in the beta, called a medium map. Again, size comparison. Thought there. Okay, Rewind versus Raid. You can kind of see how they'd be somewhat similar in size. They initially had Scud listed as a small map, but they did go through and actually repost the tweet and they changed to say, hey, Scud is a medium-sized map. And then there's a handful of small maps, 4 that they list. Subsonic is small, Payback is small, Babylon is definitely small, Derelict is decently small, and then there's some strike maps as well. Warhead, Pit, Gala, and Stakeout. Now, curiously enough as well, Warhead is a new map that was edited in. Initially in their first tweet, they said that Sandhouse was here, which is like the nuked version of Nuketown that's going to be coming to the game. They initially said that that was a strike-sized map, but now Warhead's here and Sandhouse is nowhere to be found. So not sure what's going on with that. A little bit of a confusing message there, but they do give us a full rundown on all of these, which is interesting. So they're saying essentially that the majority of the maps in this game are going to be very similar in size and layout to those classic COD maps like Raid and like Summit. A handful of them will be smaller, and then you've got the strike maps, which are ultra small and just constant chaos, which you can play 6v6 on if you want that. They also follow this up by saying, we know map flow and variety are critical to the best player experience. We've got a great mix of map sizes for Black Ops fans at launch. Watch for comms soon with more detail on the team's focus areas coming out of the beta, including TAC maps for all the locations you haven't played yet. Stay tuned and thanks for playing. What I do find interesting here is that there is not a single map out of these 16 launch maps that is considered large. There's also been no direct confirmation of any ground war-like mode or invasion or combined arms or anything like that, although combined arms in a mode similar to that is leaked reportedly for post-launch. We're obviously going to have to wait and see, but this very much so seems like they're leaning into the sort of constant action, you need to always be in a gunfight, shipment spam style gameplay with the Black Ops 6 maps, not having any large ones, which a lot of the COD community is going to be okay with having fast-paced constant action maps. But a part of the community also is not going to enjoy the fact that there is no downtime in a match. There is no posting up on a long shot spot and kind of waiting. They're going to spawn behind you. If it's a small map, they're going to always be shooting you from the side or flanking if it's a small map, or even some of the medium maps here too. Not having that large map system where the gameplay might be a little bit more slower, a little bit more tactical, does, in my opinion, kind of alienate the players looking for that experience maybe a little bit more. Now, COD's always going to be a fast-paced, hectic shooter, even on its largest maps by comparison to other games in the FPS genre, but it is interesting that they're kind of going all in on this. We want chaos. We want smaller maps in general because of the attraction, I guess is the best word to say it. The attraction that the COD community has to maps like Shipment, Shoot House that are much smaller and much more chaotic and frenzy filled. If you like that style of gameplay, you're probably going to like a lot of these maps. If you don't, it's going to be a rough year, at least until we get some post-launch content that maybe adds in some larger maps or maybe those larger team-based modes like Ground War or Invasion or whatever else, right? So an interesting design choice here that I'm sure there are going to be plenty of mixed opinions on, and you are probably already typing them out in the comments below. I would love to get your feedback, though. As always, having that conversation is a fantastic part of posting Call of Duty content here. So let me know, do you think this is a good thing or do you think this is a bad thing down below? While you are down there typing away, dropping a like on the video would be seriously appreciated. It does help grow the channel and share the video around to new viewers. And if you are one of those new viewers, or maybe you have not subscribed yet, every single day, this is the place to be to stay up to date with all things you need to know about Call of Duty. So feel free to hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notifications. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.